And welcome back, fellow dreamers. This is Clever Trev, and I want to show you something that I've been working on for a while now, and I'm finally ready to show it and maybe get some feedback. So I'm really curious what you guys think, and if you have any suggestions, recommendations, what you'd like to see, what you don't like, please help me out and throw it in the comments. So the concept of this map is essentially giving you a template to build your entire whole mega city, like neon retro looking city. So I've kind of got a little template started for you. So for example, if you look at this purple little skyscraper thing that I made here, all that is I took this piece here, this purple piece, and I copy and pasted it, 8-9 times, and I made that skyscraper. Just like those little blue houses down here, I just took these blue houses right here, copy and pasted them, just like those yellow beam looking things. I just took the yellow color and copy and pasted it. And the point of this is to allow you to easily, fluidly make your own entire mega city. And as long as you kind of follow some of my instructions, it's really, really easy. And it involves using the grid and using like snap block stuff. And just to explore it a little more. Oh, and guess what, by the way, the streets, they're not normal streets. Oh, they glow. And they also make a different tone per color. I don't know if you can hear it. But anyway, if we walk through our little street here, you can see these are kind of like light posts. We already walked by those little blue houses. And I have a huge level for you to fill in. Look at all this stuff that you can create buildings. So think of these colorful streets as the streets, and then I made grass, and this is where you can put all the buildings. And just to show you the scale, I mean, we're going to start going further back, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second here, a little more detail. And that red beam, by the way, that's like the center of the level, just to give you a sense of scale. And if you're creating it, it gives you an idea of how much room you got. And so like kind of the outside border of the map, it's just, I kind of close it off with just some generic like background scenery that I made. So I'm going to explain a little more in detail of how to do it. If you're interested in doing it, what you would do. So if you go to edit mode, and it's really dark, right? Well, I recommend going to your guides, and I turn on a studio lighting, and now you can see everything. And while we're at it, this is really important. You need to make sure that you turn your grid snap on to 8. So by default it's off. You got to turn it on and turn it up to 8. Alright? I'll explain that in a second. And I also recommend turning on floor. This will just show, if you've never used floor before, it just toggles on and off like the base level. And finally, this is just a personal preference, but I always like to turn on the thermometer. Just that way I can tell how much space I have left at all times. So if we zoom back out, you can see my entire map and kind of see what's going on here. I know it looks kind of crazy right now. Let's zoom back in. So I started over here. We started as just this little tiny dude right here. Let's pop back in. So we're back to the start. So now you kind of got a sense of scale and how big this map actually is. So now let's get into what you would do to make it your own. So let's say I release this level. I haven't yet, but if you want to try it out, let me know and I can release it. But now that we have our snap on, so if we go to guides, we've got our 8 grid snap, we got our floor on, we got our studio lighting. It's super duper easy to build this mega city here by using these different templates. So what should we start with? How about, we haven't used, let's do this green square. So I'm going to L1 and R2, copy and paste it. And if you notice that because I have the grid snap on, it locks into place like at the right spots. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't have to line things up perfectly. It's going to line it up for you. So let's just start building our hearts away. So maybe we'll start like some green guys here. And I'm just going to start freestyling. I'm just going to go with the flow. So I'm going to maybe copy and paste it, and then let's copy and paste a few more. See if we can't just fill that whole block. There we go. And I don't know, that's good enough for now. Let's keep adding more stuff. How about, let's do a little white block. Copy and paste it. I like to zoom out, that way you can move around quicker, and then you can zoom in back in once you want to place it. How about, let's make like a little city or something. I mean, not a city, like a little skyscraper. So we'll just take this white block here, let's copy and paste it, and then we can hit right on the D-pad a bunch of times and make it taller. Oops. And then since we've got it all selected, it's really easy to copy and paste this, and I can do this kind of thing. And boom. And while we're at it, let's copy this whole puppy, and let's what's up, my Russian friend? Are you Russian? And then I'll copy and paste it again. And let's do it, how about again over, let's try to make it symmetrical. And we'll put one back over here too, to line things up perfectly. Let's play it. Let's just check this out. How does it look? This is where we start. I kind of hate how the sky takes a while to close up. But you can see we got things started. So the houses, we're coming up to those cool little skyscrapers I just made with the white lights. And here's those green guys. Those are kind of lame. I might change that. Okay, let's keep rolling. So I'm not a big fan of these green looking things. Let's make them a little more fun. So I selected them all, and all I gotta do now is I can L1 copy paste. Let's just make them, let's do 2 stories. How's that sound? What's up, Derp76? Thanks for coming in. Okay, so we're cruising now, fellas. And you know what? I like this building here. We're gonna group it, so that way I can easily, whenever I want, if I want to add more of these, I can just copy and paste it. Maybe let's add some of these over, yeah. Let's bring it in, drag it down. And let's copy and paste this. Let's make a big one here. How does that look? That took 2% though, so we really got to keep an eye on our thermometer here. You know, that took 2%, and we only got another 54% left, so I could only do, 26 of those. So certain things, when you take something like this and you make a ton of them, it does take up a lot more space. You kind of want to avoid this, so actually let's undo that. And instead of making a big block, let's just make like just more of a wider one like this. We don't have to fill the whole thing in. We're doubling the space just to add a little bit of effect. So anyway, let's keep adding more colors. Let's do, what do we need? Let's do some red. Let's do one of these red guys. Copy and paste it. And then let's just drag it to kind of where we want to go. Let's start trying to fill in the whole city. We want to, let's start a little bit further in here. Alright. And let's do that there, and why not add some more. Boom. Good enough. Why not? That's the beauty of this, is it's just really relaxing. Like, I have no constraints right now. I can pretty much just do whatever I want. I can pick a color, pick a size. You know what? We haven't done these beams yet. Let's rock some of these beams. These are like some of the cooler effects. So let's do blue. Copy and paste it. So Derp76 says that he's getting dreams soon, and you're gonna make sure to watch the tutorials before doing it. And it's a good idea. I definitely, first thing I did, I think, was just went through the tutorials, the actual media molecule tutorials. So how about for now let's just make it a double wide. Oh, dang it. So I didn't make these very well, but I have to actually switch to, I think, 4 to line it up. Then I'll go back to 8. But yeah, Derp, and this is a really good thing. This would be a good exercise for you if you're new, because I pretty much make it really simple to build something extremely massive without really knowing what you're doing. Alright, I'm going to group those together. Oops. Let's put these back here. How about way back here? We'll start filling up the back area. Copy and paste a few of those. Let's grab that and do some more. We're going to copy and paste this whole thing I just made. Make sure it's on the right side of the street. Sure, good enough. Let's go back in play mode. Check it out. Oh, what's up, Society? Oh man, I'm excited for you to see this. I really want you to check this out and use it and give me some feedback. So it's a template. You take these blocks and you can make a mega city really easily using like the snap block. And we're going to check out what we made so far. And the ground lights up and makes noises. So all these pieces here are just pieces that I copied and pasted from that original template. Oh man, this is looking really good. This is actually the first time I've actually let loose and just started creating it. I've spent all my time so far making the template. So let's go back to... Yes, it get intense. So, this is how big it is. You pretty much get like, I don't know. You can almost say it's 3 blocks by 3 blocks, even though they're not that big. But it really depends on how big and small and fast I make the character. So, let's keep rolling. And just to emphasize, we're making sure that we have our grid on 8. We've got our studio lighting, and we've got our floor on. So what haven't we added yet? Let's add some more of these beam colors. I haven't done purple yet, or pink. We're going to copy and paste it. I like to zoom out and drag it around so I can move around quick. And I'm just kind of filling in these empty spaces until eventually I either run out of my thermo. Ooh, let's do something kind of wild here. Let's see. Let's start to kind of test the boundaries of this and see what we're really made of here. Yes, I'll definitely check it out, Society. Not sure. I'll check them out. Maybe not during this stream, but... Alright, so I'm actually going to make this bigger. Just going to start scaling it up. And I think I'm going to start... Okay, yep. So I'm going to copy and paste this. And actually, I don't do this enough. Where I'm going to do the copy and paste... I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to go way over here. And then I'm going to start filling it in like this. Yep. Oh, crap. Dang it. Did I just really do that? Fuck me. Alright, let's do that again. Got to make sure you keep it level when you do this. So I'll just be super safe this time. It's kind of the slower method. I should have zoomed out a little more because it's such a long, but it gives you another good sense of scale of how big this level is, how much freedom you have. Oop, there we go. Let's fill it in. Alright, I just made all those. I'm going to check. I'm not sure if I was watching my thermal. 4670. Let's delete all that. 4670. So that didn't fill up any of my thermometer. I mean, it probably did a little tiny bit, but not enough to notice. And I really just want to check that out. Yeah, Society. I mean, I've been playing a lot with the grid, and I'm really like, I really need to make everything perfect. So I'm always using that grid snap. Where were those? Did I make much red? I thought they were pink. Well, whatever. But you see all these beams way over here I just made. We can start kind of framing everything. Let's keep rolling. Oh man, this is great. This is great. It's the fact that once I've made these templates and all you do is copy and paste them, it barely takes up any memory. Like these pieces here take up more because it's kind of more intricate and it's got actually 2 pieces and I cut it out. Yeah, Society, the grid limits the camera controls, but I mean, what you just gotta fight that, and because now that I'm using the grid, and look at how much easier it makes everything. And eventually you can turn the grid on and off. Like I'm always having to turn the grid off to make things more like precise. We haven't really used too many of these little guys. I'm not a big fan because they kind of take up a span. Let's just keep going with... Okay, let's do green. Actually, we have no yellow yet. Let's do yellow. Oops. Copy, paste. Zoom out. Let's go over here somewhere. Let's make a neighborhood. How about that? Let's use this block up here. It's blank. This whole square block. So let's try to make ourselves a little neighborhood. See if we can't do something kind of cool that I have yet to try in this. You should make a grid like the floor with chips that randomly select one of the meters that work for a random. See, that's something you'll have to help me with because I've actually tried that. Well, I've seen that random generation. I know. I hear ya. I think this is more, this is more allowing you to create it, and it's kind of like a good exercise for new people. If you were new to Dreams and you open this up and you remix it and you kind of follow my instructions, it'll teach you the basics of like, copy, paste, 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 copy, paste, 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 paste. Simple things like that. It's a pain in the ass to learn sometimes, but something like this, I can think it'll make it easier and more fun as well. Anyway, okay. I haven't published it yet. I was just kind of looking for some feedback, but since you're down to give it a try, I'll publish it tonight after a few tweaks. Make sure I got everything how I want it. But yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, so I scaled it up until it lined back up with the floor. So now we've got a bigger block. And we're going to fill up this whole block. Let's give it a try. So check this out. Let's do 4, and let's do 5. Oh, this makes it so easy too. I love it! This is exactly what I was hoping. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to copy and paste it this way. Alright, we're going to see how much this adds. It added 1%. So this whole block of buildings, if I delete it, we're going to get our 1% back. And you know what? Let's go with it, baby. Let's see what happens if we do this. L1, R2. Boom. Oh, crap. Well, we'll check it out. Let's go look at it. I might delete that top layer if it looks corny. I'm trying to make them look like houses, maybe. Did I build too many? The Bethesda logo and the Roblox logo. When you saw what? The thumbnail? Okay, I'm gonna go back here. Yeah, you're right. I should group them. Just group these guys. Well, actually, the thing is, I'm not a big fan of it. I think I'm gonna delete this block and this block. It seemed like it was a little too much. Couldn't even see what was going on. And I might have made those too big, but for demonstration purposes, we'll just keep them as is. The cube buildings, all these ones. I mean, I've never really played much with Roblox. Bethesda logo. All I can think of is a Skyrim logo. Alright, anyway, back to dreaming. So, let's start adding more stuff. Where's our center? And I'll try not to make this too much longer, because I think you've gotten the point if you've been watching so far. Well, actually, alright, I'm going to take a step back, and whoever's watching, if you tell me what you want me to build, pick a color, pick a type of block, pick a beam, and then tell me what you want to see. Skyscraper, huge skyscraper, neighborhood, apartment buildings, garage. I mean, what am I forgetting? You tell me. Type it in the chat. I'll be right back. Alright, epic fail. Um, didn't get any suggestions, so I'll just keep rocking with my own imagination. And I'm obviously live streaming this, but usually I stream so late, nobody's awake. But if you are watching this on the replay, thanks for staying tuned, and show me some comments in the comments below. Let me know what you think if you want me to add stuff. But I think I'm just gonna go on mute until somebody else joins the chat and just start creating. Cheers. Thanks, Dirt. Getting there. We're just starting to kind of just fill out all the blank spaces. And I tried this earlier, but I got nobody responded. But I was saying, if you want to pick a color and pick a block, I'll start. Like what should I add? What am I missing here? I know even I gotta show you a sec, but let's do like something like this. Okay. Group you. Pop you. It's gotta make it symmetrical though. Okay. Let's try something new here. Let's get in the middle. It's not even, it's pointless. Something like that. Oh man, this might take a lot of memory, but we're gonna give it a shot. Plus 5%, and we're at 57. I don't love it. Let's just check out how that looks, though. It's the most like skyscrapers I've ever built, actually. Oh my god, this is looking so cool, though. Look at this. I'm so happy with myself. Finally, everything I've been working for actually has. Ooh, these white buildings, I don't know about that. That was janky. But look at that. Holy shit. Okay, we're gonna keep like half of those. But wow. These white buildings are whack. We gotta get rid of those. I didn't even group them either. Here, let's just do half of them. Oh, I can delete you. Whatever. You know what? We're deleting them all. I don't like them. Alright, so, Derp76, I don't know if you heard me, but if you got any suggestions, you want me to build anything? I've got all these different colors, different templates. I can build skyscrapers, neighborhoods, garages. I don't want to say an airport, but I could try to make an airport. Oh, fuck, man. I don't even know, like some monuments. Okay, you know what? Alright, let's do this. We're going to do a whole rainbow. See how much memory this takes up. Wait, we're still on 8. No, actually for the rainbows we're going to go down to 4, because actually when I made the rainbows, I mean when I made these pillars I should have made them differently. I didn't make them tall enough, I think, so that they lock in with the 8x. Let's just start out here. Let's place them all down. Are they lined up? And do we group them up? Should we make a cool pattern before we group them up? I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. I could make like a square, maybe, but that would take too long. We're just freestyling it. Let's just for now. We're just gonna do a little copy paste. Copy paste. Do that. Oh, maybe even make them bigger. What happens? There, an airport would be pretty cool, but might be hard. I mean, it would. I could definitely do it. It's funny. It's completely just randomly thought of it, but let's see what we can do. I mean, we're getting creative. We're just rolling with the punches. So, okay, let's group all this together. How much space does this take up? So we're at 5670. Okay, less than 1%. And we're in business. That's why I always recommend, if you're creating in this game, always turn on your thermometer at all times. I wish it had it on by default. I don't know why they don't. Let's keep it there for now and just look at it. Back here. I should almost make our character, I mean, as fast as I am right now, I should almost make him a little faster. Excuse me. That looks... Wait, what the... So for some reason... He likes to stay red. Which kind of is too bad. But, okay, we're improvising, so... Let's do that over. And we're actually just going to get rid of those two colors, sadly. I hate to do it, but they're making me do it. It probably just has to do with just how I'm making this level. Let's group them all. And whatever, we spent enough time on these, let's just start copying and pasting. So we can keep those ones there. Let's move, copy paste. Let's throw some, maybe like here. Except maybe make them bigger. Let me do a quick copy. Oops. Quick little copy paste. %. So that added 3% by doing that copy paste. It's probably too much. Not a big fan of the 3% addition. So that was our first addition. Where did we add those other ones? Yeah, way back there. That's cool. I mean, it looks cool, but doesn't really fit. I mean, it looks just kind of weird. That's fine. We'll just took up more space than I wanted anyway. Let's copy and paste. And this is kind of a test here. Let's see what happens if I go way up here. Just make this really big. Make sure we can at least see it. Tedious at times, but always worth it. Dreams, PS4. Oh man, that might look really cool actually. Oh yeah, check that out. It's like the whole map. Hopefully it's not too distracting, but I love it. We're gonna keep that. Holy cow. Look at that. It's like a mile long. Oh my god, this is so awesome. And I'm feeling the groove. I'm just gonna keep going with it. Even though nobody's watching, I don't care. I feel like I'm just free to express myself. Derp, currently working title is, I wrote it down, Neon, I think it's Neon City Template. I forgot, I lost my piece of paper. Neon City Template, so in other words, it gives you a template to build your own Neon City, but it's working title. If you got a better idea, if you got a better name, you think like what should I call this? I want it to, the idea to be like that it's something that you can use to create your own map. So it's just like the tools. So it's like a paint palette or like a, I don't know, working title. Anyway, what's next? What's next? We've got a lot of open spaces to fill. Let's start jamming them out with like apartment complexes and skyscrapers. Need maybe some. I was liking. No, the yellow was looking janky. I mean, the white. See yellow. White was looking weird. So let's make some real simple. Maybe 5-story. Wait, don't want to do that. I want to group it first, then paste it. And then we're going to take these guys, some more here a little bit. This is like the intro to the level, so we want to make this like our, we want to really give it our best here. It's like your first impression. %. I hate adding that percentage, but you gotta do it. Those look cool. I just added these yellow buildings. And I think, alright, we're gonna do this, because I like those yellow buildings. I like that. Well, alright, we can do it with that different ones. Yeah, I mean, the whole part of this, the whole reason I like to play this is to share things and let people, give people the tools to do what they want. Kind of like how Media Molecule made this game, and they're letting people do what they want. I've kind of got the same perspective. Just try to make it nice and easy, just allow you to be creative and not have to worry about the annoying stuff. Trying to line everything up. So it's not like it's very fun to make sure you got everything perfectly lined up and get the grid perfect and you know. So we're gonna actually go wild right now. We're gonna We're gonna go a little bigger. Oops. Go just a tad bigger. We're gonna start it out here a little bit. Okay, we're gonna try to fill in a bunch of this blank space up here with just this one green block. Let's make it, let's just do one story this time again to save some space. Okay, we're gonna group all those. I'm gonna do that. No, wait, we're doing one story high. So now I'm just gonna, oops. Okay, so we gotta keep it right here. 1 block, 2 block, 3 block. Oh, it's not lined up very well, but that's fine. And we're just gonna, paste up here, then we're gonna fill in the gaps. Let's go a little further. Downtown. If I want them. And look at what we just did. How much did that take up? Oops. 2%. That only took up 2%. Let's check out what this village we just made with the green blocks. Crap, where are we? Over here, I think. We just made a huge, I don't know, this is like retirement homes for some people or something, I don't know. But I'm realizing these little short buildings aren't really hacking it. I think we're going to be better off making tall buildings and less of them. And you know what, I hate to do it, but we're going to undo all of that, except for these. We're going to make them bigger. You know what? Let's make them hella big. Just let's do. How about 5 stories? 4, 5. Oops. So already 1, 2. Let's group them. Then we're gonna copy and paste them. This time we'll just make less of them. It's way lined up. Ah, dang it. I want to do that. Okay, watch our percentage. 2% only. So we have less condensed buildings, but now they actually are a little more noticeable, and we could even spread them out a little more if we want to, which we'll start doing. That's a good at learning little thing right there to see how. Oh man, this is looking awesome. Mega city. We need like vehicles driving around or something. Oh, and there's gonna be a icing on the cake at the end here. And once I make this, I'll make sure to just play it for a while and give you the real vibe. Anyway, what next? What next? Let's go back to play mode. Rewind. Oh my god. Can I make a jump? Oh yeah. We got like Spider-Man abilities. Pretty much. Okay, so let me think. And if you're watching right now, what do you want me to add? What should I add? We got all these colors, skyscrapers. I keep asking that, but I'd love for you to little suggestions. See what ideas you guys got. But I'm just gonna meditate for a second and think of what I want to add next. I definitely just need to fill things out. Look at that skyscraper way in the back. That looks cool how it's blinking. I didn't even do it on purpose. So we need skinnier, taller skyscrapers. Spread them out more. Okay, that's the first thing we need. What else? What else? Think about it. Be right back. Get back to some editing. Zoom out real far and see kind of where we've gotten. And I'm going to do a real quick save just to make sure I don't lose all this. And it's just called stream demo because I'm doing this knowing that I'm streaming it and I'm not going to necessarily save it. But for now it's looking pretty awesome. Pretty retro. So super zoomed out view. That's more stuff. So we got some empty blocks here. We got an empty block here, here. A lot of empty spaces still. So lots of creativity to be had, if you ask me. Let's do red basic block. Oops, wait. Yep, did that right. Zoom out, let's drag it. Let's start filling in this area here, maybe. And you know, one thing I haven't done yet is done like a multicolored skyscraper. Let's try it. Let's do red and I mean, red and yellow is usually good. Let's do red and yellow. So do we do an alternating or we do a, let's do side by side. So that's a pretty tall one. We're going a little bit taller. I wish I was taller. I wish I was a baller. And how about we do like a choppy here. I gotta stay with the grid. Stay with the grid. Is it even lined up? So what's the best way? So the best way so far is you gotta get close, and you gotta just kind of copy and paste right here and just slowly move over. But this is like, it takes forever to do it this way, but we'll do it for now just to show you, because I know I can do it. Just gotta, like, as soon as I like go off grid, I gotta make sure to correct it. Plus 4% for that one. And we can delete some of those, I'm sure. Gotta make less of them. I'm making probably too many. But really, I kind of like being able to go and delete a couple here at a time. It kind of keeps it thick, but it also staggers it out. So keep the front two. We'll get rid of you. You. And you. And you. You could probably get out of here. Let's give it a look. Quick look-see. It's crazy how this is actually starting to fill out, and I can't even, it's starting to be harder to find like a dead spot. Like I can look almost in 360 and I just have like right there I have to fill in. But holy cow. Oh my god. How long have I been streaming? I don't know, but like this is all yours. If you're watching, you can do all this. I made a template for you, and all you gotta do is copy and paste, and all these buildings I already basically made them for you. Lots of different colors. You know, let's take a peek. Yellow, blue, red, green. Yellow, blue, red, green. So we need some purple. And light blue. Let's go for light blue. And we actually don't have a light blue of this. We're gonna make one. So here's a pro tip right here. If you're gonna use this map that I made, first of all, let's find a good home. Ooh, here we go. So I actually don't have a light blue block for this shape, but all you gotta do is scope in before you start copy and pasting. So get your copy and paste the first block of, get into it, zoom in, L1 and X, L1 and square. We're gonna go to light blue instead. And even maybe turn down the glow percent. Turn it up to a little shinier. Hey, why the hell not? Alright, so now we actually got a light blue block. And we're going to try to fill maybe... Whoa. Let's make sure we get to. We can do an actual screenshot. If you go to modes, you go to photo mode. I can take a photo, and usually the game is smart enough to like make this photo like your. This is just it. I drew it on. I have some graph paper. I kind of drew some things out, and here we are. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I gotta fix these purple skyscrapers here. Oh, a lot of this stuff I gotta fix. Oh, no, maybe not. Is this... Oh, I gotta fix this too. That's not right. Oh, did I just walk right through it? Oh, because I gotta fix it. Alright, so we gotta fix the light blue and the purple once we go to edit mode. Good girl. Let's go through our little yellow neighborhood here. Cut through the neighborhoods. Those are 1, 2, 3, 24 high. We gotta fill in this. There's some blank spots here. But let's fix that stuff real quick. It shouldn't take long at all. Gotta fix some of these. Gear off. Oops. It's hard to always line it up perfectly right away especially when you're zoomed out. And these aren't going to be perfect. I might be clipping through the ground a little, which I hate doing, but I'm just kind of in power mode. Oh, it's all these light blue ones, ain't it? Shit, sorry, I'm going way too fast. Come on. Get it together, Trev. Figure your out. God, how did I get over here? So you gotta like look on the bottom, zoom in. Okay, what are we missing? Look over here. See, these ones are good. So that's a tricky thing, you know. I'm still getting better at it. Of just when I'm editing giant areas and objects, you gotta make sure after you edit it, make sure you actually did it properly. Okay, so we got the blue ones good enough. Let's check out these light purple ones. I saw a few that were messed up. And this is like not a whole eighth off. Oh shit. Oh, these are gonna be a pain. I can copy and paste it like that. Ugh. So I screwed up with these. I didn't group them first. Make sure before you start copying and pasting your skyscrapers, you group them up. But for demonstration purposes, we're gonna just fix these real quick. Shouldn't take too long. So first, we're gonna select them all. Oh shit. Yeah, easier said than done, right? We're just gonna fix this one then, because I'm not about to spend all my time doing this. But lesson learned, you gotta make sure you, once you put kind of fix my F-ups. I don't know about these little wimpy these little guys. You're gonna get deleted right now. 12:50 a.m. Okay. So what to fill in next? We got a block here, big gaps on the corners. What do we do next? You know what? We need to start adding some beams, boys and girls. Oh man, we haven't really messed with that in a while. Okay, so let's think about this. And you know what? I gotta remember to get rid of some of these. There's like 3 red beams pretty much. I gotta fix that. Sadly. Or just dramatize the... let's see what happens. If we go to this... let's make you much more orange. Let's make you more blue. Does that help? Now the 2 blues are the same. What the heck? I don't know if I'm missing something or what, but it might be because of the way they're all lighting each other. Ooh, that's probably what it is. So whatever, we'll just keep it as is for now. Well, let's change one thing. Let's change you to more orange. Maybe you just a tad. Alright, as I do occasionally, let me just think about this. I'm gonna go on mute. Let me just think about things. What am I gonna do with these different colors? But we can make some cool letters. We could make a shape. We could make a... Oh, okay. I have an ideas in my brain right now. Let me take a second to think. Alright. What's up, BBQTX? I just took a little tiny little creation break to kind of meditate on what I want to do next. But we're back in action. Since you're just joining me, pretty much what I'm making here is like a template. So everything I just created here, this whole city here, I used by just using this little template, all these blocks that I have here. That's what you're doing? What do you mean? Curious what you mean. But if I go to edit mode, like, so pretty much as long as you enable, you put the grid snap on 8, I like to put studio lighting, and you put the floor on, you can take all these blocks that I already pre-made, and you can just copy and paste them, and then turn them into like skyscrapers super easily, and then copy and paste those and make a ton of them. And I just, so I just made these purple skyscrapers and copy and paste them, but I'm gonna undo all that. Oh, nice. I see. Yeah, I spend so much time creating, I don't surf enough. But I'd be happy to. Here, I'm gonna put my. I'm gonna put my gamer tag in the description here, and if you give me a follow, if you give me a follow, I'll follow you back, and then I'd be happy to play some of your levels and give you some feedback. And I'd love if you did the same for me. I'm all about just helping and giving some constructive criticism or just having fun. So this is what I've created so far. Just like I said, I started with just these blocks over here, and I just started copying and pasting, making giant skyscrapers, and also these streets I made just to kind of give you a good layout. So we got our giant, we're gonna call this like our toxic chemical lab facility. That's like one of our bigger, thicker buildings. We got some apartment complexes over there. This is kind of our housing, maybe. I don't know. I'm just making shit up as I go. But I feel like you could do something with this. Have like a first-person shooter or like a racing game. I don't know. Just kind of taking a little perimeter, but I'm gonna keep creating and adding stuff. We still got, like, we're at 70%, and I've only, that really isn't much because I think we start at like 60%, so I've only really used 10%. So you can make a ton of shit. So let's add some more stuff here. I know there's blocks that I haven't even used yet. What's that? Okay, a lot of these. So let's do, I'm thinking blue of this color here. Blue of these blocks. So copy and paste. Let's start filling it over here. Not sure what we're gonna do yet. Ooh, I think I had an idea. Okay. That's an idea. We're gonna try it. I'm gonna do like something like this. Oh shit, not like that. Excuse my language. Something like that. Whoa. Alright, we're thinking outside the box right now. We're gonna try it. Oh! I've never even done this. Oh my god. I think I just found another level, friends. Let's start over here fresh. Oh my god, this is sweet. I didn't even think of this until now. Alright, we're gonna make a whole square block of this. Check it out. This is how easy it is to build a city in this level. We do that, and then we do a little bit of this, and we do a little bit of that. I should probably explain what I'm doing, but Let's see how much percentage this adds. Ready? Go. 4%. But it might have been worth it. But I just took one block and made it into an entire block of skyscrapers. Let's check it out. Where's it at? Where's it at? I think it's over here. Yep. See those blue things? Oh my god. OMG. Except I think I might have screwed myself here. Okay, I totally did. You know what? For demonstration purposes, we're going to do everything I just did there. Watch this. And I'll explain why. So once I made this first skyscraper, I need to make sure to group it. But before I do that, we're going to actually double it. Copy and paste. So we're going to grab that and we're going to add all these. We actually got to highlight them again, which is a pain in the ass. Okay, so we got 22 pieces. We're going to group them. Make sure to do that. Otherwise, it makes it a lot harder afterwards. So we got this one piece. And we're going to fill up this whole block just by copy and pasting. Super easily as well. So, you know what? We're on 8 right now. But we're going to go to 16. Because we don't need that much. So we're going to go to... It's rare to do this. Very rare. And I just copy and paste it twice. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. And even... see, this is too much probably. We can just do that many right there. Make sure we're lined up. We're at 70. Did that take that much? Wait a minute. 72. Oh, it is because I... Crap. It was a whole 5%. That's probably too much. So, we'll do what we've been doing here before. We'll just kind of delete. We'll delete like this one. We'll delete this one. We'll delete like this one too. So that gives us another 2% back. Okay. So that's what we just added over there. That looks sweet. Very sweet. So we got to conclude eventually, right? I mean, or do I just keep creating until I'm just about to fall asleep? You know, I'm gonna go with that route for now. Let's just roll, baby. Okay, so we're gonna do next. Oh, yep. See this rainbow? Oh, I might have grouped it. Let's check it out. Can I ungroup? Damn it. Alright, scratch that for now. That's right, we're gonna add some more of these beams. A lot of these we haven't had any colors yet. So probably like no. Well, you know what? It slows me down when I'm trying to explain every time. So feel free to comment and I'll respond. But I'm gonna go on mute. Keep dreaming, friends. Chaos, always good for a like. I'll like every video of yours from here on out. I hereby swear it. Just because you always pop in and say hey. But yeah, we're just building Mega City. Making a little building module. This is all created from scratch. But yeah. If you guys like watching retro gaming, nobody's even watching. Go to Chaos Retro Gaming 3. He'll stream it for you. Cheers. Alright, going on mute. I'm in creative zones. Mirayuki, sorry, I've been stuck in a zone and not realized that you said that 5 minutes ago. But hi. Love, love, smiley face. I'm just kind of free-flowing it right now, just kind of taking the template that I made and making my own little mega neon city. We're gonna kind of fill in, these are gonna be like street lights, maybe we'll call them. Should we line it up on the ground? Let's see how that looks. What's up, RV? So I finally took my template and made. I've just been going wild. I'm just gonna go ham making my own neon city. So this is all that I started with. I started with these beams here, and each one color of each of these blocks. That's all I started with. Just all these things right here, and I turned it into this mega tropolis city, thriving. So we'll take a little tour again. I keep doing little tours every so often as I progress, so we can just walk through certain things I scaled up and down, and everything I've copied and pasted. But it all started from that original template, and it's super easy once you put the grid lock on. Like I can't even explain. It's very fluid, and you can walk down these streets that I made, and they're gonna make little noises for you. And here's kind of the edge of the map, this side of the map. But you can see what I've made so far. And everything I've made here, I've made during this stream. I started with just that original template. If I zoom back out, I've done this a few times, but so here's everything that I've placed. It really just started with just all the green and this just little square template. All these little buildings I've added later. Let's give a little quick save. Love the atmosphere. Thanks. Oh man, BBQCTX says the grid lock and precise moves are so nice, and that's what this whole level is based around. Since you mentioned it, I'm gonna give one more quick demo of it. So these are our templates here. This is just one of everything. You make sure that you have, depending on what you're trying to go with. But I do. I like to 8 grid snap. I like to turn on the floor. I like to turn on the studio lighting. And we can just take any piece that we want, copy and paste it, and it just locks right on. So we could do something like do this. We could do something like this, and it's that easy to just make a giant building off of just one single fucking piece. God, I love dreams. I just ruined my controller. Excuse me. One sec. I gotta clean up. Be right back. If I can't take a screenshot while I'm streaming. Revex. It'd be easier if you add me. I hope I can. I might forget, so you can just add me. That's the best way to do it. But I'll try my best. Or however you add that guy and all that. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so where were we? Let's edit some more. So we got some gaps to fill. If I zoom way out, we see we got a lot of empty space here, like, God, I'm saying like too much, I think. Like, oh my god. Cool, I'll follow you right back, my friend. So, let's start filling in these gaps, especially right here and the borders and the middle. Okay, these two. What am I missing? RB, if you're still watching, man, like, oh, I said it again. So, what kind of buildings am I missing? Like, I've got kind of like little housing buildings. I've got skyscrapers. I've kind of got some... Oh, I love being able to jump across these buildings. Oh, I missed it. I've got kind of some bigger garage type facility things, but I'm missing something. I was thinking about doing like an airport, but I don't know. I mean, that's a cool idea and all, but I'm just trying to fill it in. What would be like a good building to build using a modular system like I got, you know? Like, what am I forgetting? Combo pieces. What? I mean, what do you mean? I can combo anything. Like, they're all just square pieces. Like, I did like some, like over. Oh, okay, let's see if I could find it. I know it's. Man, the city's so huge now I can't even find where I am. I made like some multicolored. My thermometers are not full. All right. 75 and 70. When I first started this, before, so a lot of that thermometer is just this shit right here. When you copy and paste things, it doesn't fuck with your thermometer very much. So that's really, I've been like really narrowing it down. So even though it looks full, like you can make a lot of stuff in that room just because you're not adding any new objects. You're just copying and pasting existing objects. You know, I could take like this red block here and just copy and paste the out of it. You know, I'm gonna make like 30. Well, I just made like 30 of them. It didn't even add 1% of anything. So I've been really learning a lot of make a skyscraper in one structure. Yeah, that doesn't really help much. Like I could make a bunch of little objects, make them together and add them into one group. It doesn't affect the thermometer. So yeah. But you got the right idea. Really, when you add things and make them into groups, it just makes it easier to like copy and paste them. You know, like these things, I grouped them, so now I could grab this thing here and copy and paste it. But anyway, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying though. I've already I've been through a lot of trial and error, and I went through that exact thought process that you're saying right now. So, as always, we're always thinking the same thing, different route sometimes. Okay, so just BB or BBQ is fine. Again, is that what it needs? Oh, BB. Yeah, I like that. Well, come on, don't tell me you can't decide what it needs. You know. Think you got something for me. What should I add? What's it missing? Any of these pieces here, I can scale them up, scale them down, copy and paste them up, maybe make a whole block of them. Okay, the next thing I was thinking of making was going to the center of the map and making like one cool, like crazy building, that like Stark Tower, or like, I don't know what I would call it, but just like a crazy looking skyscraper. More building depth and width. Yep. I mean, expand on that a little bit. That could mean a lot of things. Like I haven't totally expanded to the borders of the map fully. Like I've got a lot of gaps out here. Is that what you're talking about? I know a lot of these buildings are pretty skinny, but I've noticed that if I make like instead of doing like a one tier building, I do two and make it double. it just hogs up twice the space, and and when you're looking at things like from a long ways away, it doesn't seem to matter as much if it's 1 or 2 thick. Even though like that one of the like look at that white one way in the background. That's still like my favorite one. Alright. Alright, BBQ CD was I think it needs a town hall or a crazy building. Yeah, I was thinking it needs a skybox with a big moon. Metropolis Tower in the middle would be sick. What's a skybox with a big moon? Expand on that. Okay, so you guys like the middle. So what I did if you start from scratch on this, oh, let's save this real quick. Why can't I? Oh, it must have just saved for me or something. Okay. So if you start for this from scratch, really the only thing that's in the whole city is these 2 beams right here, this red one and this black one, and it's really marking like the center of your map. So if I zoom way out, that's like the center. So that's where we can build our quote-unquote town hall, Stark Tower, Metropolis Tower. And I've got some cool ideas that are just in my brain right now, and let's try them out. Shit, I kind of hate to delete that. Let's keep it for now. Because like if you zoom in real close, if you ever play this level, the fog is over here in the middle of the map, so a lot of the other weird stuff is in the beginning of the map where all the templates are. And I'll try to add that in like the instructions, but okay, so what's really sweet about like building a really cool tower is when you turn on I'm gonna use some you meant to really build with I'm waiting. So I can turn on this kaleidoscope mode here. Where is it? Or is it this? Where the F? Whatever, I'll figure that out. So I can make things really cool. 2x4 or 4x4 as the base. Yep. And here's the thing, RV. I'll explain. It's all about the thermometer gauge. The more unique structures that I have to add, the more our thermometer just gets crushed. So, and I know what you're saying. Like I have buildings like that where, let's see if I can find one. I've been really getting rid of them though because they take up, like here's a 1x2. But so let's say I build a 4x4 with this, let's go with the white. Copy and paste. Oops. Copy and paste. I mean, I think I already know what I think you know what I'm about to say, but like, I don't know if this is talking about this, where I could do this, this, and then I make this into a tower. But watch how much space this takes up. So this is like 12 stories high, and it takes up 1%. Not that bad, but larger sections of prefab. But yep, maybe. But I almost wonder, like, the more detailed sculpture I make. But you're right. Like, I know there's a way that I can do it that'll save even more, and that's like a lot of this is me learning. I think one mistake I made is instead of me like sculpting this square and cutting into it and then adding, so each block is made of 2 pieces. It's made of this white block here, which is like a T, and then it's also made of this bigger square. But I'm sure I can make it where I don't have to cut into this big square and make so many weird little things. Yeah. But next time I do it, I really need to like really get into it. I'd have to like really get like a calculator and start writing stuff down, because like I already know what I need to do, but it's more of just it's not so fun. I'm just trying to have some fun right now, you know. But we're gonna rewind. this is what I just made, and this is kind of like what I would like to have instead of having just a boring single, like have more windows. This one takes up a lot, but F it, because we actually got a lot of space. Oh, but I screwed up again. I didn't group it. See if I can't. Okay. We're going to group all this. This is 44 pieces. That's why it takes up so much memory. Right. No, and I mean, I'm doing that. It's just more like, instead of grouping things, getting really intricate on what things to group, what things not to group, and just like every single thing that you create, you really got to be careful. Okay, so we're going to duplicate just to see how much space it takes up. I added 5 of those. It took up 8%. But that's a pretty good bargain, I'm not going to lie. And you know what? We're just going to roll with it. So we're going to take this... Just because I'm already pretty full on the city here, and we can start getting crazy. Let's start adding some... Whoa. Let's go out here. Let's fill in this gap over here. And it's funny how I'm zoomed up so far that this seems like a little tiny little thing, but once you zoom in, like this is just like, this is a giant skyscraper that we're looking at here. And you know what? For the fun of it, what I've realized, RV, good point. Instead of adding more stuff, if I scale this up, it doesn't seem to add to the thermometer. So I can make this bigger. And it never seems to add to the thermometer. And let's just do that. Just to try to fill in more gaps here. That took a 5%, but that was also, we filled in a lot of space there. Like those giant white skyscrapers. Watch, they don't look so big, but once you get closer to them, if you go into scope and say, get in your head yourself, RV. I think you know what you're talking about. But I mean, you do. But just talking about it, it helps me. So the white looks kind of weird still, but whatever. Like how see how it like does that to the buildings as opposed to the colored ones. Maybe it just looks cooler when it's colored as opposed to being white. I'm gonna save. Well, grouping things, I mean, doesn't hog up memory, it just helps. Alright, anyway, so let's go back to edit. So we've kind of filled in over there pretty well. We can add some more flavor, but let's start working on our mecha. Before we do that, let's move this giant factory over here. I'm gonna make this smaller too. It looks kind of weird. Ooh, how about do something like this too? Ooh, I've never done that. No, it's too big. This could be like our industrial area here. And then we'll make this like our giant central hub. So let's go back to play mode for a sec. Rewind it. Start from where we began. So if you're just joining me, everything that I made, I started with just these blocks right here that you're looking at, these small blocks. And I just copy and pasted them, and I make them into all these different buildings. Oh my god. It blows my own mind. I didn't think I'd be able to copy and paste this many things, but the thermometer has been friendly. As long as you just copy and paste and you don't try to like sculpt anything or do anything weird. Let's get to our center of our city here and try to think about what we want to build. So this can maybe be our industrial area. It's pretty blank. I don't know. But right here, let's build our... Oh, this looks so cool! Oh my god! And like, you know, these give you little sounds. Ding, ding, ding. So right here we're gonna build our... our I don't know what you call it, our Statue of Liberty, our Cirque du Soleil, our Leaning Tower of Pisa, right here. So what should it be? Should it be like a spiral? Should it be like a evil? Should it be like an evil fortress? Should it be very blocky? I don't know. What should it be? What should it look like? Tell me. A lot of color, super bright, really dark. I gotta use the restroom. Be right back. Think about it. Alright, welcome back. Sorry about that. I seem to have to take way too many breaks than I should. So RV recommended a castle look with towers, turrets on corners. I don't know. You seem very indecisive, and as I took a break there, I had a really good idea. So I'm gonna roll with that, and one of my favorite fantasy movies ever is called Never Ending Story. And in that movie, Never Ending Story, there's a world called Fantasia, and in that world of Fantasia, the Empress lives in a place called the Ivory Tower. And I was just thinking, man, the Ivory Tower would be fucking dope to make right now, and let's gonna do that. So feel free to Google the Ivory Tower, but I'm just gonna create it, so you don't even have to. Never ending store. And it is kind of a, we'll see what we get here. And we're gonna delete this red brick here because there's no red. We're gonna delete this one too. Oh. Here's our fog, but we'll just hope we don't screw that up. Alright, so Let's try to line ourselves with the center. Oh, and if I haven't said it, I mean, I already said this, but it's so amazing how Dreams allows you to have an idea and make it like a reality. It's so crazy. So this is our center of our map here, and this is where we're going to make our ivory tower. And pretty much what it's going to be a center stem and then 2 side stems smaller. Oops, 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 oops. Crap, we got lost already. But luckily everything's symmetrical and it's easy to find your way back. Find your way back! And by the way, if you know, right now I'm using, I know I've said this before, but I'm using an 8x grid snap, and I've got studio lighting, and I've got the floor on. Ooh, speaking of which, let's get this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is change this to a little bit lighter yellow, because the ivory tower is more white than orange. Not quite there. Let's turn that. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Now I've got never-ending story in my never-ending story. Okay, so we're gonna make a super tall tower of this beam right here. So first, let's make it bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That way it should line up with our 8x lock right now. I didn't, but I don't really care. Alright, so let's double check it looks right. I don't think it will. Ooh, yeah, that looks pretty good. It's bright, but not too bright. Let's get a little further away from it first. I like it. It sticks out. It's not too bright. Alright, so we're gonna just simply copy and paste this. Should make it bigger. We're gonna make it bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I think this back one is, this thing's behind it is throwing me off. Let's delete you. We're gonna make it a little bigger, and then we're just gonna roll with it. 1, 2. Let's try to center it up real perfect now. Which is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. I don't know why. If you know a way of centering things better, let me know. For now, it's probably gonna be too late because I'm about to go roll with it. Alright, close enough. Let's hit play one more time, check it out. Alright. I'm gonna take this whole block here and copy and paste it. And it should line up perfect, just like it did. I go back to play mode a lot, but it's like you don't really know what it looks like until you go to play mode. And you know, just to be safe, we can always tone it back. We're gonna add one more block. Or do we double it? Let's double it. Let's just we're going for gold, folks. Copy and paste. perfectly lined up. Now let's play it. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Whoa, I could even make it bigger. Let's see. Let's go to start here. Oh man, what do we do? 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 Let's make it bigger. Because this is all like a demonstration, we should really just be trying to test the limits and see like what's too much. If it's too much, then you can just tone it back. We're gonna double this whole bitch up. Line it up real easy like. Because we got our grid snap on, it's just easy as pie, like they used to say. Now pie seems like a lot harder to make. So we got one huge beam. Oh, you know what? I gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta make this beam as freaking big as we can. I haven't really been looking at the thermometer, but if this could just beam just up to infinity, at least as far as our viewpoint, that would be... Oh, what happened? Something got messed up here. We got to fix it. Okay, there we go. And I got to make sure to group all this too. I keep forgetting to do that. It's a very important thing when you're doing these huge objects. Deep thoughts for clever yeah, right. I'm just like talking without thinking. That's how you know it's deep. Usually I take a long time to think before I talk. Alright, here we go. So we're going to select all these little objects. And we're going to group them. And we're going to copy and paste. To make sure we get it right the first time, if you really want to, it takes a little longer, but it's maybe quicker. You get kind of like right here, copy and paste, and you just hold L1 and hold up on your left joystick. You just start cruising up. And just be ready for the gap. Once the gap pops, you got to stop. But this is why I zoom out. It doesn't take as long, I think. Yeah. So this is why you just zoom out and do it the other way. You're better off zooming out, throwing it down, and then zooming in and placing it precisely. Here we go. So, I mean, that way worked good, you know. That's definitely perfect. And let's see how long that stretches. Does that stretch to infinity? Would you say? I don't know. I don't think so. How much space did that take up? 81. I don't think that took any space, so we're going to keep rolling. We're going to make a full another piece like this. Copy, paste. Zoom out. L1 and up. And a lot of this is still me just like testing the limits of dreams and seeing what's the draw distance, you know, how far away can I place something that you can see. And I'm learning, I can tell you that. I'm sure if you play with this and you screw around, you'll find some things out. There we go. That's lined up. That looks pretty good right there. Like it seems to go out of our distance to see. It's like a giant beam. Holy cow. So what if we just take it another step and we just make it... Oh, let's group it all together. So that whole group, 3 chunks, grouping it into one, which allows us then to take that huge beam of light that we just created. Oh, what if we... Oh man, okay. Before we go any further... Oh, we can't do it. Never mind. Never mind. With the rainbow towers behind it, it is less imposing. Yeah. I know that the RV's saying these towers make it not look so badass. And I know that's why I had to make it even bigger. But I could move those. I can move them. Those I just threw those down early to give a little sense of potential. But we'll see. So let's see if we can copy and paste. Oh wow, that didn't add any percentage. That was plus 1%. I just quadrupled that one single tower. Now tell me that's imposing or not. Oh yeah. Okay. That's what we're looking for. So the next thing I wanted to do was, we're going to copy and paste again, but just one over here. Let's do back here. Wait, let's see. And then one up here. This might not make sense right now, but trust me. Go back to play. It's kind of like in the Neverending Story, it's like one towering middle center, and then like the left and right are kind of just smaller, and those are kind of like the more like pointy castle rook type points of the castle, whereas the top one, this one's just going to beam to infinity. So these left two, I'm going to shorten them way up, and actually one will be kind of like this high, and the other one will be like that high kind of deal. So we got to start. Oh shit. Let's delete some stuff here. So we're just gonna like edit this guy here. Well, you know, yeah. Yeah, we can do this easily here. We're gonna delete that, delete that. Oops. Nope. Okay, that'll be enough. Deleted that. Let's see that height here. See, one's kind of smaller. Whoa, what's going on up there? Learning as we go, folks. Okay. That one looks okay, so we'll do a little copy paste. And yeah, you know what? Let's make it a little fragmented, because we can do what we want here. Group that. Let's check it out. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, okay, so we're going to do that. We're just going to take this piece here that we just made. We're going to copy and paste it. Put it over here and make it a bit smaller. Not 50%. Then you kind of put it over here. Let's get you a little closer. Let's see how that looks. A little picky, but what do you do, you know? Alright, whatever. I probably spent too much time on that. This is really meant to just kind of just free flow. Alright, so this is where we started with. We started with just these modular pieces. We copied and pasted them all and made this giant city with this super bright center. I wonder if that ruined it though. Is that too bright? Might be. No, it kind of adds a cool little addition to it actually. Really, this is just like a... This is what I made, so you can make whatever you want. And since I don't want to spend a whole lot more time on just that center, and I really need to fill out the map, we're gonna call this good for now. As far as like our center, like ivory tower. Maybe we could add like one more thing. Here, we're gonna add one more thing. It's gonna be this piece. And it's gonna be low. Oops. I'm sorry, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna make this. Oh man, now it's not gonna work. Maybe that'll look good even. Ah, whatever. Good enough. So what next? Let's start filling out these gaps. Should have done it a while ago, I got distracted. Big gap here, gap here. A lot of gaps in this back section and also back here. I think we filled out like the city pretty well. Oh, there's a pretty good gap here, right there. So perimeter and the factory area. And I'm gonna have, before I finish, I'm gonna have one last surprise. I got something to add to this that's really gonna add just a whole like sugar on top. But I'm not telling you until the end of the stream. And I'm gonna add it in. It's gonna be really cool. Oh, and that's right, we forgot about these cool things here. Let's add some of those. So, let's do, what color? Purple. There's plenty of purple. Green. Use more yellow. Let's go way back here and try to fill in some of these gaps. Back here. Maybe something like this. We're gonna do the vertical. I really liked this. This almost looks cooler than the other way. They both got their benefits, I guess. You know, let's make it a little bigger. Yeah, whatever. Let's go with this. It's like a doorway. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure we group it. Don't forget. Let's try to line it up over here. And we're just gonna copy and paste as far as we can here. watch our thermometer, plus 1% only. That's good. We just added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 huge skyscrapers for only 1% of our memory. It's important to keep in mind. And you can't really see them back there, but you see that yellow vertical. But we'll take it. And let's do some more of those, just because we haven't added a whole lot of those. Let's do blue vertical. About where do we want to do it? Let's go over that to that left area. Back here somewhere. Yeah, back here. And we're going to make these ones even bigger than the last ones, just to try to fill in some gaps. I don't expect people to go over here too far. Beautiful. Didn't add any percentage. Let's group it. Move it left. And remember from earlier, we got to make sure it's lined up to the floor, which it looks like it is. Let's play it. Let's see, that was this way, I think. I don't even know anymore. It's such a huge city now, I can't even tell where I am. Yep, it was those over there, those blue towers. Ooh, let's put some giant towers over here then. That's what we need. What are we at? We're at 86%. Shoot. %. Okay, that's fine. We just gotta start being a little more careful with our thermometer. You know, I'm learning as I go. There's certain things I'm gonna do differently. Let's do the purple stretched over here. Oops. And we can start going through and deleting certain buildings that we don't think are like super necessary. Necessary. I know how to say it. Okay, so trying to get it so I can line it up right on the floor. That looks like it's it right there. Let's copy and paste that. Let's check that out. Those aren't really facing the right way, but they work. Can I delete like one of those? Oh crap, see I forgot to group it again. Keep forgetting to do that. When you're making these levels, make sure you group it before you copy and paste it. Because I don't really need, like, get rid of this one here. Oops. I mean, got rid of one of them, but it does kind of stagger it out a little bit, make it a little bit. Let's get rid of that second to last one too. I'm starting to get too meticulous here. I need to probably just finish her up. Alright, so I'm gonna give myself 5 more minutes to finish this. Or just explore it, I don't know. Do we need anything else? Let's do a fire out glance. There's gaps, but put this over here instead. Who knows what I just did? We'll see. Guess a little core. You know what? I think I'm pretty happy with what we got here, and I think we can just do some finishing touches. Now, I mentioned earlier I got a little final surprise for you. And this is actually, I'm just gonna, why don't I start where I'm supposed to start? So just, okay. So I got one final surprise, and I'm going to save it after that, and that'll be it. So, go back to edit mode, and I'm going to go to search. Well, let's do a quick save. Alright, so we go to search. And my creation, something that I made, is called bouncing light balls. And just to show you before I really start putting them in the right spot. Whoa, okay, hold on. Alright, I just placed them. Where are they? Oh, they just fell. Let's try it again. Okay, when I play, which way am I looking? Alright. Try it again. So I'm going to turn off my snap just because it kind of screws with my placement of those bouncy light balls. Okay, bouncy light balls. And I'm gonna go over to play. And these little balls will bounce forever. So if I put them in my city, come on now. If I start pasting these in my city, not sure how much space these are going to take up. It's very experimental. I've never actually put this many, and also I've never scaled them this much either. Oh man, we're going to see what happens. And just give them some time, let them randomize a little. Wow. This is pretty awesome. Wow. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish off by, whoa, these are these are all bouncing around. I'm gonna save it, and then one last thing is I'm gonna put some music into it. I'm gonna put in a song that I actually made in Dreams. Just put it over by my other settings here. My creations. This one here. And does this play when I... Yep. Okay, so... Under attack. So in conclusion, it's a modular city building level that I made for people to simply take these mods that I made here and paste them, copy and paste them, and to make your own giant city. I made a lot of vertical skyscrapers. You could make your own more neighborhood-like, or get more creative and more spirals and less grid-like. But I'm going to finish out the stream by just going on mute and playing the level and just kind of roaming around the map. And then I will just end on a nice relaxing scene. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Clever Trev. If you give me a follow on Dreams, I'll give you a follow back. My gamer tag is Spiders, spelled the way I just spelled it. So take care now. Dream on, friends. Bye-bye. Yeah, right. So, this has been quite the experience. This is really what I envisioned, but like even more. I didn't think I'd be able to make so much stuff. Copy and paste, and I still have more room. So who knows where this will go? I feel like it could add so much more. I don't know. Even this right here, this is like a painting right here. But thanks for tuning in. If you guys shoot me a message on Dreams, PSN. Ah, shut up. Just kidding. Love you too. Metropolis. Inspired by Dead Man. By the way, RV, you said music video. Metropolis is actually a song by the Dead Man. So, that's where the inspiration comes from. But, wow, this looks cool. Want to do some more. Thanks for watching. Clever Trev. Like and sub. Only if you want to like and sub. That's all, folks.